we go. Mariana Pajon takes to the track, gets down that first straightaway super fast.
What really makes a difference is what I feel in the gate. It's even better than crossing the finish line first. It's what I feel in the gate that makes me wake up every day and try to do my best.
As the defending Olympic gold medalist, 2016 was an important year for Colombian Mariana Pajon. Her sights were set on a second gold medal at the Rio Games in August. Pajón had won the gold at the London Olympics, only the second Olympic gold for Colombia in their history at the Games. The win had catapulted Pajón to instant fame, not only in her hometown but throughout South America.
It's amazing to work with such a committed girl with her sport and with her desire to succeed. She just do whatever it takes to be the best.
Before her preparations for Rio could start, Pajón would have to go through a risky but necessary knee operation in the off-season.
I've been dealing with injuries since my whole life.
The operation was a success, but there was no telling if her recovery was going to translate into race wins.
If people think I'm gonna be ready, if people believe in me, so I can believe in me also.
Stop one on the World Cup Tour was in Argentina, a short hop over from her home in Colombia. It started out well with a win in the time trials.
Coming across the line, there she has it. Past world champion Mariana Pajon from Colombia.
Making it to the podium of the main event helped get Mariana's confidence back on track, but gold medal rival Caroline Buchanan of Australia was on top of her game and took the win. She got off to a good start at the second stop when she won all three qualifying races, but the final didn't go as planned when Pajón crashed out coming into the first berm. The crash in Manchester was a huge blow, but there was still time to prove herself at the next race with a chance to knock Buchanan off the top of the podium.
Had a big crash, had some days of training, but I'm back again.
Disaster struck again in Papendal. Pajón crashed hard in practice, dislocating her shoulder and putting her out of the race.
The first thing you think when you crash is, I'm gonna lose the race, I'm not gonna be able to race or even the next race.
With only one more event on the calendar before the Games in Rio, Mariana had little time to heal. That event was the World Championships being held in her hometown of Medellín, Colombia. South America fell to its knees praying for a speedy recovery for their queen of BMX. Pajón had won the World Championships in 2014, but then lost her crown to Venezuela's Stephanie Hernandez in 2015. This time, the stakes were much bigger.
For me, the rainbow jersey is just the #1 in the world. You won the World Championship, and I just want to keep it how long as possible.
The Worlds were being staged on her home track, named in her honor, El Complejo Mariana Pajon in Medellín. A win here would earn her legendary status and put her back on track for Rio.
The first thing you do is to just stand up and I'm gonna be ready, I'm gonna be okay. Let's see what's happening to me and what I'm injured, and just go for it and stand up.
Losing on a track named in her honor just wasn't an option.
I was born into some pits area with gasoline everywhere, with adrenaline everywhere, and a crazy family, because that's how we are.
Born in 1991 into a sports-crazed family in Medellín, Colombia, the path was already set for Mariana's future.
I was born into a family of sports. My dad was racing cars. My mother was jumping with horses. And then my older brother was born and he wanted to ride bikes. So that's why I also wanted.
With her dad's love of motorsports, Mariana and her siblings took to go-karting at an early age.
Sometimes I go with my dad and I love working with cars. So I just go with him and try to fix his old cars and have fun with him. He wanted us to ride cars like him, so he took us to the go-karts race park, and yeah, I just didn't like it. I just wanted to ride my bike, and that's why.
Prompted by her brother's love of the sport, Mariana first sat on a bike at the age of 4.
Everything was going so fast, and then my brother was already racing, and I wanted to be like him.
Her love of two wheels steadily grew, and it was 5 years later, at the young age of 9, that she won her first World Championships in Argentina.
When I was growing up, I was doing BMX or go-karts and gymnastics at the same time. But at my first World Championships in France and then my first world title in Argentina, I quit everything for just BMX, to just focus on my bike and what I can do best on my bike.
Many wins, world titles, and accolades followed, including the title of Colombian Sportswomen of the Year in 2007 and again in 2008. At the inaugural Games in Beijing in 2008, Mariana was invited to take part in a youth camp in preparation for the London Games. She quickly set her sights on London and the quest for a gold medal. Such an accomplishment would be her crowning glory. For Colombia, it would be just the second gold medal ever won by the nation in the history of the Olympic Games.
When I'm off my bike, I'm not doing anything about my sport or my brands or anything. I love family time. I love being with my parents or even playing cards with my grandmother or just watching movies with Vince or just being with him at just my house, my home, not doing anything, just watching TV. That's what I love. Sometimes I go to an island where I used to live when I was small and just try to relax there, not doing anything. I also do a lot of meditation when I'm not doing anything. I just wake up or just before going to my bed, I just try to relax, but I'm doing a lot of stuff. That's what I love of my sport. It's just that adrenaline, that going through a race and feeling like it's a new experience every time and that you're doing your passion. What really motivates you is that you're doing what you really love, and it's nothing bad, it's just everything is fun.
After Beijing, it was a roller coaster ride of titles and awards.
I won so many challenge world titles since I was 9, and I won on Argentina, Brazil, Netherlands.
In 2011, the year before London, Mariana had finally combined her natural talent with hard work and experience.
I went to Brazil again, I won that one, Canada, France. Then I won my first elite title, cruiser in South Africa.
This culminated in her winning her first elite world championships in Denmark at the young age of 19.
It's gonna be Mariana Pajon, her first women's elite title, and I bet you Colombia's happy today.
She was ready for London but had some stiff competition in her path. Sinead Reed held home track advantage and had fire in her belly to take this win after sliding out leading the pack in Beijing 4 years earlier. The women's competition was stacked. A combination of veteran riders with previous Olympic experience and the young guns like Pajón fighting to take the crown. Pajón battled hard to make the final but found herself stuck in the middle with lane 4 for the main event. Against all odds, she stormed out ahead and the rest is history. The Queen of BMX was Olympic champion at the tender age of 20 years old. Colombia went crazy with the win and Mariana instantly became a national sports hero.
Yeah, Mariana Pajon, she is really the queen of BMX. She's an absolute sweetie and it makes it such a challenge to compete against her because when she wins, I am really proud of her.
I've grown up racing Mariana since we were this big and we've gone back and forth and, you know, I think, elevated the whole class, and it's been an honor being at that level and doing that with someone that is so talented.
When I started riding in BMX, everything was really difficult for us. We didn't have any support, anyone, like nobody knows what BMX was about. But then we started to grow a path, and then we started winning, we started being on TV shows, and then BMX being in the Olympics, it was huge for us, and everybody was expecting my medals, so the whole country stopped to watch the race, and after that, everybody knows what BMX was about.
It was our second ever gold medal. It was a really huge thing in Colombia.
After I raced in London the day after, we closed that chapter and we started one. And then that's where it all started. When I came back home and everything was crazy, at the same time I was trying to focus because I wanted to go to Rio again. That was the day before London. So yes, we started a plan, 4-year plan. So I took some time off, but at the same time I was doing a lot of stuff.
After London, Mariana started her foundation to help underprivileged kids from poorer parts of Colombia come to Medellín, ride their bikes, and go to school.
My foundation is enough for BMXers. Little BMXers that are growing up in a really bad situation here in Colombia, not even having the opportunity to have a bike, or having big dreams but not having the opportunity to work for them. So I'm trying to help them. At the same time, I'm not just giving a bike, I'm just being with them, taking them from the little village and dangerous village to Medellín, and giving them the opportunity to go to school and being good in school and giving them the opportunity to ride BMX at the same time. So that's what my foundation is for now.
But her plans don't stop at BMX. After Rio, she's expanding her foundation to cover all sporting disciplines.
Then after the Olympics, I'm gonna focus on doing in all of the sports here in Colombia.
She is a role model in Colombia. She is not only for BMX, she's not only for cycling, but she is always trying to be like a good person for the general people.
Being a BMX superstar never stops. Mariana is a brand sweetheart and an inspiration to her countrymen.
Actually, telling if I have a regular week or a typical week, that's really hard to answer because every week is crazy and different. If I'm here in town, I have a lot of events and I do interviews almost every day, like 3 times every day, radio, or they come to my house or the track every day. Hello, I'm Mariana Pajon. I'm gonna show you my tiny hotel. After that, I'm also doing like conference for factories if I'm here in town or in Colombia. Now they are doing it all around the world, so I'm just traveling or doing any commercial for any brands that are supporting my career. And that's how it is. At the same time, I'm training and racing and happily being here with my family, having some family, friends time, and just trying to be everywhere.
Wearing the rainbow jersey is the accolade that comes with winning a UCI World Championship title. Mariana won her first Elite World Championships in 2009 and then again in 2014.
It's huge for being a Colombian, having the rainbow jersey on, racing with it, and everybody's looking at you because you're wearing it, and it's just a dream come true, and I've been riding with that jersey for a long time now, and I really like it. When I grew up, I was riding BMX and no one knows before what BMX was about, and now everybody knows. We are a soccer country, so to have someone, a BMXer, riding a bike, not just playing soccer, being popular and trying to be an ambassador of my sport and my country, it's awesome. Everybody knows my life, everybody knows where I live or what I do. It's huge. It's not just because everybody saw that Olympic medal that I won, but they know my sport. They know what BMX is about now. When I'm around, when I'm in town, I try to tell people I'm a regular person that just ride BMX and try to do her best in her sport for her country and BMX. They can go to track and watch my racing and watch me like close and try to say hi, and having them watching BMX, real BMX, is really fun. I want them to feel close to me as I'm just another one.
Ready to retain her crown and claim her third rainbow jersey, Mariana set off to Zolder, Belgium in 2015. Things didn't go according to plan, and a nasty crash in the semi-final put her out of running and aggravated problems with her knee.
All year long I was injured on my knee. It was getting bigger every time. I couldn't do any gym, any squats, because the knee was horrible. I used to wear no knee pads, nothing. So when I crashed, the rotula just like fractured, and I had like little bones going through the knee. And then I had my cartilage of my rotula it's broken.
At the end of 2015, with her sights set on gold in Rio in 2016, surgery was scheduled to allow her time to heal before the season opener.
I was sad. I wasn't really happy about going to a hospital and having surgery, having my knee open and taking these things out.
With a full recovery in mind, Mariana was aiming to retain her beloved gold medal in Rio.
So we did it. So I had surgery the 27th of December. I had to go and with the doctor with difficulties, and we say, okay, maybe you're gonna have like 3 months out, but you're gonna be okay after. It's better to do it now before the Olympics. I started recovering. I didn't walk for 1 month. Then I started like trying to walk again. It was just something that I had to do so I can train and race normally and walk, because I couldn't even go upstairs, and going up to a starting hill, we have to go for so many stairs. And then second month, I was already walking by myself and trying to move it a little bit more. I lost a lot of muscle, so trying to recover this. It was just 3 months ago, and now I feel like I'm here, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I step up of this and I'll do better.
With only 1 podium and 2 crashes, it had been an unpredictable season. Success at the World Championships was now the main focus as all eyes turned to Colombia. It was time to see whether Mariana's recovery was on track for Rio. The Worlds were being held on a track named in her honor, El Complejo Mariana Pajon in Medellín. On her home track, in her home city, this was the place to prove she was ready.
Having a BMX track named by my name, I'm so proud of it, and something that you cannot describe or imagine that will ever happen to you.
After finishing third in the time trials, her return to form was still on shaky ground. It was time to regroup and focus. She qualified through to the main event in Lane 2, sandwiched between American Elise Post in Lane 1 and multi-world champion Caroline Buchanan in Lane 3. Next to Buchanan was the current world champion Stephanie Hernandez in Lane 4. Pajón had a fight on her hands. With a show of great strength and that Latin American passion, Mariana stormed out of the gate ahead of her rivals. She quickly made her way to the inside, shutting down Elise Post coming out of Lane 1. She had found her fire and quickly increased her lead down the second and third straights, much to the delight of the South American crowd.
Wearing the rainbow jersey is always a big accomplishment. To wear the rainbow everywhere, it shows that you're the number one, that everything you work for is paid off and it's on your chest. And everybody's watching. I'm super proud of wearing it, and it says that what you did it's really good. What you did is you're the number one of the whole world. It's just awesome. I really am so proud of wearing it.
With a win in Medellín, a confident Pajón was back on track and fully recovered in time for Rio. She was ready to take on the world to retain her gold medal, and she had the whole of South America cheering her on.
Before a race, I just visualize what I want to do, and that's also watching some videos of the last races. I like watching videos of a good race of me, so I know I can do it. I know I can do it again. I'm just visualize me riding the track.
Pajón had played it to perfection. She won all of her semi-final races and qualified with lane 1 in the final. She took the early hole shot with a lease post on her tail, but no one could catch her, and Mariana won her second gold medal. Mariana had now secured her name in the Olympic history books and catapulted herself to superstar status in Colombia.
Gold medal with the field that there is right now, with the pressure riding on your back. She's obviously very famous down in her country, and she had a lot of eyes on her, and to put that aside and get the job done on the day, it was really impressive on her end, and I was happy to share the podium with her.
It was a good day for me, good laps. I was doing really good gates, feeling good, and I was just doing my best every lap, and I was doing what I can do best.
I like battling with her and getting out there and hopefully beating her, but at the same time, I respect 100% the effort she's put in, and she's been a consistent rider year in and year out, and a great bike rider.
She won in her home country, the world title coming into the Olympic Games under huge, immense pressure, and I knew that really set her up well for that Olympic Games final.
I don't think she's going anywhere. I think she'll be around again, and it's really impressive, all of the outside things she juggles with still maintaining such a high level on the track. It's something to look up to and hopefully motivate everybody to give their best to the people and the support around them, and hopefully do the same on the track.
She's changed the face of BMX, definitely. What she's done for BMX, not only in South America, but the rest of the world. She's really brought it to a mainstream level and changed the game, and inspired so many people in the next generation of BMX in general.
The story isn't over.
It's the first time that somebody is looking, at least in our country, for 3 gold medals. It's the desire of winning everything.
I know I did it, so I know I can do it again. I already won 2 times, and I can do it again if I want, if I do my best, so that's what I'm gonna do.